off my physical TBR so that I don't forget to read them. If I find a book by her, I just buy it without even thinking. I will count them real quick and then tell you how many I have. Hello friends, hello, and welcome back to my channel, Delicious Reads, and welcome to this video. We are finishing off my physical TBR in this video. I ended up splitting into two parts because it would have been like a 30 to 40 minute long video, and I just didn't want it to be that long, even though it is because of all of my TBR, my physical TBR. So we're gonna go over the rest of it. I will throw it back to my past self because I already filmed it. I just needed to do a little intro for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be going over this shelf, which is romance, sci-fi, historical, fiction, and classics. To my past self we go. We'll start with the romance and make our way to the sci-fi historical stuff. I'm gonna move these bunnies down just so I can pull things out. A book of the month that I got a long time ago. How to End a Love Story. Yulin Kong? I apologize. I should have looked up how to say names. This is book of the month. It seems really good, but at the time when I got it, I was not in the emotional state to read a book that's emotional, which this book is, so I haven't read it yet. Pull these out by authors, if there's multiple authors. Then I have Just Last Night and You Belong With Me by Marley McFarlane. I follow Haley Pham, and she has read Marley McFarlane and like gives them 5 stars and loves her as a writer. So I've gotten a couple of them. And then we have What Happens After Midnight and Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther? The Summer of Broken Rules. I read The Summer of Broken Rules by her and loved it. So I've gotten these two and just haven't read them. I also think it's because I've heard this one's good to read in the fall and then I forget to read it in the fall. Then we have Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. And then I have To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I love the Netflix series, and I remember reading this at one point a little bit, but then not like stopping for some reason. So I want to read the book because I love the movie. I know it's like different because obviously everything's different when you make it into a movie most of the time. So I want to read it, and I just have never sat down to read it. I wish I would have gotten like a different cover, like the original cover, but this is the one that was there when I went to buy it. We have 3 books by Jenna Evans Welch. I read Love and Gelato and I loved it. It's a 5-star read for me. Do not watch the Netflix movie if you don't want to be disappointed. So we have Love and Luck, and then we have Love and Olives. And then we have, which shout out to Sarah, my friend Sarah, who bought this for me for my birthday a couple years ago, is Spells for Lost Things, which I keep meaning to read this in the fall time and then forget about it. So I really need to like make a list of books to read in the fall time so that I don't forget to read them. Dungeons and Drama and Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce. My husband plays Dungeons and Dragons. Well, technically he plays Pathfinder, I guess, which is different from Dungeons and Dragons, but it's pretty similar. Because he played that, I saw these and I was like, originally I got this one, and then this one came out, and so I got this one. And I just haven't read them, and I need to read them. They look really super cute. And then we have Austen Land by Shannon Hill. Love the movie. Didn't realize it was a book. Saw the book at the thrift shop and was like, I'm gonna get that. It's $1. Still need to read it. Then another thrift shop find. We have Crazy Rich Asians, and the second one, which is Crazy Rich Girlfriends. I love the movie adaptation of this and was like, why not read the book? Found it for $1. Both of them like together $1, so 50 cents each, I guess, at a thrift shop. So I was like, let's read them. Spiral and Collide by Belle Cabra. Sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm not the biggest fan of sports romances, but this one has a ballerina in it, and I'm not a ballerina. I love it though. So I was like, that sounds interesting. And then this one was on a 50% off table. Buy one, get one 50% off. And so I was like, you know what? Let's get both of them and see how we go. Because they both look good, and I just love these covers. So then we have a bunch by Lynn Painter. I've got some of her like adult romances and I got Mr. Wrong Number, The Love Wager, and Happily Never After. Like literally if I find a book by her, I just buy it without even thinking. She's one of those authors. However, I still need to read a lot by her. Then I also have Nothing Like the Movies, which is like the sequel to Better Than the Movies. This keeps happening to me where a second book comes out or another book that I'm really excited about. Then I get it and then I get scared that I'm gonna hate it, and so then I don't read it and I don't read it and I push it off and I push it off and push it off. It's one of those books and I haven't read it yet because I'm nervous that I'm not gonna like it. Next, we have a bunch by Emily Henry. I have Funny Story, Happy Place, and Beach Read by her. I have all of her paperback versions, and I'm getting frustrated with authors coming out with just hardback versions for the first year and then like a year later coming out with the paperback. Because if I already have it in paperback, I want it all in paperback. I'm one of those people. It took me a year to get this one and Happy Place too, I think, because I waited until it came out in paperback. I have read The Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation by her and loved them, so I really need to keep reading them. Then we have Just for the Summer and The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Sorry. Then we have The Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's another one that I keep wanting to read in the fall, but then forget that I have it. It could be up in the fantasy, but I also feel like it is more a romance, I guess. So it's down in the romances for some reason. Then we have The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. Love this cover, super cute. A novel love story by Ashley Boston, which I'm really excited about this, but a lot of people who have read it have not loved it, so it makes me a little nervous. A Daydream by Hannah Grace, which apparently this is kind of like one of those, there's a different books with characters that go kind of like how Abby Jimenez does, where it's like you have the characters and then she makes another book about characters that were already in this book. Apparently this goes to other ones, but the other ones never sounded interesting, but then this one did, and I didn't realize that it was part of that kind of little interworld thing. So if you think I can't read this without having to read the other ones, let me know, but I just kind of want to read this one. Then we have Meet Me in a Mile by Elizabeth Ribb. Then we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I started reading this once and then it wasn't the time to read it, and so I put it down. So I soft DNF'd it, I guess. But I just wasn't in the mood, and so it was making me not like the book, so I was I need to wait to read this. Then I have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune and The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. A lot of these books I've seen other YouTube, a lot on BookTube, and been oh, I want to read that, and then gotten them. A bunch by Jane Austen that I haven't read: Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, and Northanger Abbey. I also need to get Persuasion, and I want to get it in this copy. I also want to get Emma and Pride and Prejudice in the same version of copy from Barnes & Noble, but I already have them, so I shouldn't buy them just because I want a different copy. Then we have The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I might buddy read this with my one friend. The Tiger's Wife by Tia Ombret. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I never read it, saw the movie though, loved it. Never read this one though, and so I'm debating whether or not I want to read it, but I have it if I want to read it. I've seen the movie, makes me cry. The Tattooist of Osowich by Heather Morris. And then we have The Story Collector by Evie Woods. There's another book by her that I also want to get. I think it's The Lost Bookshop or something, but I would also like to get that. And then we're getting into our sci-fi. We have Artemis by Andy Ware, Dune by Frank Herbert, and then Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Go through phases where I really want to read a bunch of sci-fi stuff and then I get out of it. So these are for books when I'm in my sci-fi phase. And then the last one is I got it as a blind date with a book. So that'll be another video when I read this. But I did open it and get my reactions of me opening it and being ooh, and all the stuff that came with it. So that'll be another video at some point. But We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. That, my friends, is my physical TBR. That is it. That is it. We did it. Cheers. We did it. Comment down which book of my TBR you have read and loved. That is my TBR, physical TBR. I will count them real quick and then tell you how many I have. Okay, counted. We have 95. 96 if you count my current read, which is Scalebound by Logan Piercy. Yeah, that's how many we have. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my physical TBR. I really need to stop buying books. I need to like try to read at least half of this and then I can start buying books again. Minus like book club books. I don't like count those against that just because it's my book club and it's like one of my social outings as an introvert. So, but anyways, that's how many books I have. 90. Did I say 95? I already forgot. Mom brain. That's my physical TBR. There you go. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe below. And tell me how many books are in your physical TBR. That's it for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!